make a little video reacting to the recent announcement for the LEC changes. I'm trying it a little bit differently. Rather than doing a stream, I'm just doing a video like this. So let me know if you like it. Do join in the discussion down below. I haven't seen it yet. I've seen the leaks, of course, but let's just get straight into it.
Hey LEC fans, I'm Max, Director for League of Legends Esports in EMEA, and I'm here to walk you through some of the big changes.
Is it bad to say I already hate the South Park thing?
Coming to the 2026 LEC season. Let's jump right in.
Okay, let's focus on the
The
league.
biggest change for next year, we're saying goodbye to the winter split, and hello to LEC Versus, the EMEA Invitational. Kicking off in January, LEC Versus will bring together the 10 LEC teams you know and love. And to make things even more exciting, 2 ERL teams will join the mix. The EMEA Masters
Okay, so this is
Summer
obviously
Champions and the best
this is obviously what we knew.
performing team across the
This is a bit strange, right? The thing that is a little bit worrying to me is that they've made this best performing team so that LR can be in the league. That's fair enough. It's very good for LEC if LR play in it. I'm not going to go into all the problems of doing this without telling the teams, because I think that discussion has been had already. I think actually for me, this idea of adding a couple of ERL teams, I really like. I don't think that franchising is the best system for us going forward. I think we should take advantage of the fact that we have a very wide tier 2. And I don't think actually moving to 10 LEC Academy teams and 10 LEC teams is good either, because that's just copying Korea, because Korea are doing well. But we have a really wide, the ERLs are great. If you could make the best use of them, they would be great. My problem is that best performing team, how do you judge this? Because most years, EMEA Masters isn't won by the same team. So assuming this isn't going to just change every year and this just becomes LR's spot, which it might, the team with the most audience, the team with the most players called Nemesis or something like that, it's a bit weird. Because if not one team wins EMEA Masters, you come into the third split with not back-to-back champions, which is fairly likely for next year, who is the best performing team? Because is winning the LFL harder than winning the LVP? So if the LVP champion wins once and the LFL champion wins once, or two teams win EMEA Masters that are different, but one team wins the LFL twice, who's the best performing team? So
2025 EMEA Masters season.
Because they've just done it to shoehorn in LR, it could become a problem, I think, a little bit later.
You guessed it, the latter is Los Ratones. Their run this season has been wild. Back-to-back EMEA Masters titles, non-stop
Fair enough.
energy, and a ton of confidence. Now they're coming to Berlin to bring that same fire to the studio. Both invited
So what
ERL
format will
teams
it be?
will compete exclusively in LEC Versus, neither in the LEC Spring nor in the Summer Split. It's a one-time shot to show what they've got on the big stage, and we cannot wait to see how they stack up. Of course, plans may shift due to visas, scheduling, eligibility, the usual. But the goal remains the same, bringing the LEC and ERLs together for a shared moment that celebrates regional talent.
The goal, what? Has that ever been the goal? It's a franchised league. What do you mean? The goal was to bring the LEC and the ERLs together. Maybe the goal of this thing they've just decided
Fuels new
has always
rivalries
been.
and sets the tone for an amazing year of competition across EMEA. To make sure every
Okay,
LEC
single
team
round robin.
faces off against our 2 ERL guests, all 12 teams will play a
Okay,
single round robin.
that's not bad. I actually like that. If we can find the scheduling for it, I don't know how it's going to work in practice. If it's just 2 days a week, it's going to be a bit silly. But if this doesn't take too long, I don't mind this. I don't mind that it's best of one either. There's loads of variants, but it's the winter split, so I don't mind that there's loads of variants. It should be for me, the summer should be the most rigorous format, because you want to find genuinely your best teams to go to Worlds, and the winter should be the least. If you want excitement and variety and different formats and stuff like that, I don't mind best of ones in winter. Assuming it's not just top 4 go to playoffs, that would be shit.
The top 8 will move on to playoffs.
Top
A
8.
double elimination bracket.
Okay, top 8 out of
best
12, that's not
threes
bad.
In rounds 1 and 2, and best of
Wait. Okay. It's just so 4 teams are going to go out, right? That's quite tough. If 4 teams go out, I would expect it to actually be the ERL teams. The bottom LEC teams are not great, but they're better than you'd expect. It could be that this is ERL team here, LEC teams at the bottom, maybe, but still. But that'd be fun. It'd be good to see. But does that mean if you're one of these teams, you're going to play... What? Okay, you will play 11 best of ones. Fair enough. It's not 10. It's not 10 team. 9 best of ones would be, I think, a little bit too little for your whole split. 11 is still not very many. And this is where, again, you get the problem. If you knock people out from best of ones, you have this weird dichotomy where what I was saying at the beginning is I hope we don't have 2 match days, because I hope the best of ones don't go for just like weeks and weeks and weeks. But if they do go quickly and you have like a few weeks of play to just do a load of best of ones, and then you knock out 4 teams, so including at least 2 LEC teams who've paid a lot of money to be there, remember? That's tough. That's why I don't mind using best of ones to seed a big bracket. But I don't think you could do a 12-person bracket. That's too much.
8 will move on to playoffs. A double elimination bracket with best of 3s in rounds 1 and 2, and best of 5.
So then it's their standard like double elim thing. And I again, with Fearless, I've said this before, but with Fearless, I actually quite like best of 3s. Best of 5s are better, obviously, but I don't mind.
Game matters, and the champions will lift a brand new trophy.
Every game matters. In double elimination bracket, wasn't their whole argument the reason that we don't have double elimination at Worlds is because they need every game to matter, or they want every game to matter, and now they're saying every game matters in a double elimination bracket?
Qualified to represent EMEA at first stand. After that high energy start to the year, we'll roll straight into our spring and summer splits.
Okay.
And for
what
that,
they're doing with spring and summer.
to Artem to tell you what's next.
Thanks, Max.
I don't like this animation,
I'm
guys.
Artem, your LEC commissioner. Your feedback means a lot. We heard you.
Okay.
Consistency matters. So for 2026, the format stays the same for both the spring and summer splits.
Wait, what? I'm sorry. We heard you. Didn't everyone say summer was not very good format? And also it's already not consistent because you've massively changed everything. The whole thing is different because you've got teams that come in. Okay.
All 10 LEC teams battle it out in best of 3 matches across a single round robin. Only the 6 best teams will advance to playoffs. The double elimination bracket where every match is a best of 5 and every
So again, like you now have even less best of 1s before you're knocking out a bunch of teams. Okay, they're best of 3s.
This counts. The top 2 teams.
The best of 3 still. Every series counts. I don't understand this. This is literally the argument they've been using a long time for not having double elim, is that like some of the series don't matter because you can just play them again once you come up from the low bracket. But now every series counts.
Fly the flag for EMEA at MSI.
So it's just the same. 2 at MSI, 3 at Worlds.
Summer will fight for glory on the world stage.
Yeah, I like this, that it's not like a legacy thing. Like it's not like points over the season, again, because of the problems we just talked about with the one from the EMEA Masters spot.
And since you made it loud and clear how much you love road trips, we are going even bigger in 2026. More
Even
events,
bigger, wasn't there like
more
one
crowds, more
last time?
unforgettable moments. Nothing
Okay,
beats
that's
the
good.
energy of the LEC life. Fans in the stands, teams on stage, and that roar when everything is on the line.
It's just loads of clips of KC. Oh no, there's
As
some Koi
always,
as well.
we'll wrap up the year in style, crowning our Summer Split champions on the road in a packed arena, surrounded by passionate fans united in love for League of Legends.
So quick recap. 2026 kicks off with LEC Versus. Then we dive into spring and summer with the formats you already love, and even more road trips.
It's shaping up to be an incredible year for League of Legends esports in EMEA. In the meantime, enjoy Worlds and EMEA Masters, and we'll see you soon.
Okay. Let me see. There must be a... okay, yeah, read more. Let's read it because there's obviously a lot of details that are weird. I think before I've read this, the things that I think are going to be a bit strange is the EMEA Masters teams, other than Lost Returns, is going to change. You know, if it's KCB or Heretics, they're going to change because they're going to get promoted to main teams. And it also makes the ERLs weird. Like, does the ERL just have to deal with having one less team that they might not even know now, by the way, right? If you're LVP or LFL, Do you plan as if you're going to have 9 teams because you think, or 8 if you're LFL, because mates have quit as well? Like, do you plan as if the team is not going to be there in winter? Or do you plan as if they are going to be there in winter? Because it all becomes quite different. Anyway, TLDR, all this is just covered in the video, I think. Okay, let's see this, because I think I saw someone saying something about you have to have a certain number of players, which is really stupid. They aren't LEC spots. Don't get angry at us. But special invitations earned through competitive excellence within the ERL ecosystem. I think this is really good that this exists, but I think the way that they've implemented it obviously has a lot of problems, but I think it's okay. Oh, and like I said, this spot is just the LR spot. It makes, I think, very little sense what they're even saying, because this year there's one team that's been competitively excellent. Because I think there was even different champions in like LVP and LFL, right? That might be wrong, but I think so. But let's say there was a team that had come like, I don't know, beat them once in the final and won LVP. That's harder than winning NLC, guys. The team they're playing in the final twice, Lost Ratones, are a part-time team. That was us. This is not a difficult league to win compared to some of the other ones. I can't find this like 4 out of 5 thing. Someone messaged me saying that, so I want to check. How do they qualify? What ERL team? No, they'll only compete. So that means the leagues again become like 10-person for spring and summer, so you can't just put someone else in their place. Okay. The general rule is 3 out of 5 players, with possible exceptions. That's really terrible for so many reasons. It might not be terrible in future. And one thing that I will say is any kind of big shift like this, there's going to be a load of complaints and problems the first time you do it, no matter when you do it. So there's always going to be stuff that isn't great. But what happens if, I don't know their contracts, but what happens if Heretics win and all 5 of their players run out of contract this year? There's 2 problems. Firstly, are we really stopping them go to LEC teams? I'm assuming this is with possible exceptions, meaning if you move to an LEC team. But let's say none of them get LEC teams and they turn around to Heretics and say, well, you have to pay us twice as much because we just won a EMEA Masters and now we've got an LEC spot. So, like, then what happens? If they come together and say, right, we'll all play together because none of us got LEC spots, so we'll all play together because we earned this thing. This is all the same language they're using. We've earned this chance to play on the big stage, so we all want it. But you have to pay us double. Can the orgs, is that an exception and say, right, we didn't have the budget to re-sign 3 out of 5 of our players because they all came together and just said, well, you need to do it. It's like this thing with like Friends or something. Like all the actors negotiated together, and after season whichever, they all got a massive bump because they all just came together and said, well, look, it doesn't. You one of us can't do this because maybe the series works without just Chandler or something, and they can write it differently. But you can't make it without all of us. The same thing here. Like, what happens if all 5 players come together if they don't have LEC spots and they just negotiate really, really hard? Does the team have to have them still? Because you do have this weird thing of if they all change, then it's just going to be any other ERL team and they might just get absolutely smashed. So now, going into the year after, going into 2027, maybe it's different because everyone's going to have these kind of clauses in their contract. Everyone's going to have this kind of idea of like, okay, if we were to qualify, if we were to win, we know we're going to be playing on the biggest stage. And also this means that neither of them... Actually, that I don't really mind. This also means that whichever of the two teams that get it will be very unlikely or impossible to be the most dominant team in ERLs because they're skipping an ERL, right? Skipping an ERL season. So there'll always be some sort of changeover here, which is not bad. I love this. They're just like massively straw man the fact that people have a problem with it. And they say, no, ERL teams only be invited. They will not have the same rights. It's going to be very strange. I also think now, as we're guaranteed to get a academy team, which was also confirmed. Yeah. So we're guaranteed to get an academy team. This is really weird. There will be KCB or Lost Heretics in the LEC playing against KC or Heretics. It's super weird. And also, where are these teams going to... The orgs just have to work out where they're going to stay, where they're going to practice. I'm assuming Riot will help with that. But let's say you're not a particularly big team and you happen to win a EMEA Masters, which has happened before. You suddenly now have to build a facility or get a facility, or build one, get access to a facility in Berlin and find a way to store everyone and all that kind of thing. It might be a complete mess. This whole situation might be a complete mess. I mean, it's lucky that obviously Casual knows Berlin very well. And so do some of the players, because they're an online team. So now suddenly you have to all come and play together and you have to play in LAN for a couple of months. It's all very strange. Okay, let me know down below what you think about these changes. I think for me, this 3 out of 5 one is really mega weird. I've actually been in the situation before. ERLs used to be 3 out of 5 players meant you kept the spot. And I've been in the situation before where players have been very aggressive in negotiations and have kicked out owners. And I wonder what would happen here. Obviously, they're not going to kick out their owners, but what happens if they ask for twice the money? I don't know. I don't know what happens because it will be for the whole year. It's weird that it's going to be an academy team. It's weird that they've just made a Lost Return spot. So that will probably have to change next year. It'll be the top 2 teams from EMEA Masters summer or something like that. Or it'll be the winner from spring and the winner from summer, which also isn't necessarily the best idea, but better than nothing. Because how do you judge what's better unless one team wins twice? Yeah, but I actually think it's interesting to try something a bit different. Bit of a shame that spring and summer are just the same. So you're going to have what happened to Na'Vi this summer, where they played like 3 best of 3s and then they knew they were out because they'd lost 2 of them, or 4 best of 3s. Actually, wait, it was groups or something? Wait, did I? Oh, wait. I've completely misunderstood this. They meant consistency matters as in like the 2 are the same. Okay. I wonder how many comments have written I've misunderstood this, because I think that, okay, so they're the same. Consistency matters as in we're not being consistent from last year. They're the same as they were. They're the same as each other. Sorry, they're not the same as they were. They're the same as each other. Okay. I get it. Well, that's a bit of a disaster. I'm not really recording this whole video, but that's a bit of a disaster. I love more road trips as well. I think that's great. But yeah, that was it. Let me know. I think actually this ended up being a bit long, so probably could have done that as a stream, but for me it seemed a little bit silly considering it was just this one thing that I wanted to react to. I like doing these little reaction things, so if you enjoy hearing them, do let me know down below, and I will do more. So, hope you have a good day.